Okay. I think we are live here on the channel. It is Jackson Church. It is November 30th, Sunday. And if you're new to this, if you're new to the channel, man, consider subscribing, consider being part of the channel. Check out that join button, become a member. Always helps us to go do things, cool content and bring cool content to the channel. But nonetheless, I appreciate all you guys just for, listening to me talk some shit on a Sunday. For an hour and a half, and I want to know what you're doing in the garage right now. If you're out there listening to me and enjoying the Sunday, I don't know about the weather because the weather has actually changed quite a bit here in Ohio. It is definitely wintertime, and it's going to make projects in building a lot harder. Well, it's going to be more difficult because of the weather, but nonetheless, we'll get through it. We're going to grind through it. We're going to do some builds. We're going to do some projects this year, and we're going to kill it just like we normally do. But big shout out to my guys in green. These guys are my channel members. Adventure Super Dave, I appreciate you for being here, brother. KP's in the house. SN95, Jonathan Stickley, Keith Clark, just to name a few. Big shout out to our sponsors, Handler Motorsports, Tremec Transmission, McLeod Clutch, Stiflers, Team Z, Trick Flow, just to name a few. So appreciate those guys. It's all been part of the channel. But what's going on today? It's we're catching up. Like I said, the weather has changed here in Ohio, so definitely racing has been over. And we got the coupe and the white car sitting in there in the garage for a reason. Now, before we get started on that, I guess so. Some of the topics that we're going to be talking about. Let me try to figure this mic out because this mic is not correct. Hold on a minute. Let's try that. It sounds better. No, it doesn't. No, I don't know what's going on with the mic. There we go. Sorry about the mic, guys. It sounded like shit because it was coming through the that. Anyway, what's going on? Good to see you, Sean. Good to see you. Lost my keys. Couldn't mess with my foxbody today. Because you lost your keys? Dang, man. Where'd you lose them at? What's up, Encore in the house? Douglas Byers in the house. Hello, everybody. Got my usual suspects here on Jackson Church Sunday. But anyways, we're talking about I had a guy tell me years ago, and I never really, I talk about it all the time. It's, cheap, fast, and good. You can pick two. And damn if he isn't, pretty much correct. And I guess the way it goes, and let me make sure I say it right. It's like, if it's fast and cheap, it's probably not very good. And if it's cheap and good, it's probably not very fast. And it's kind of like you can pick two of those things. And what we're always trying to do here in the channel, at least with my dad's car, and something that's relatable, we built it pretty cheap. It's still mostly stock, as far as the suspension and the car. We're not going to put a cage in it. It's pretty fast, but fast is kind of that's a perception thing. What exactly define what fast is. And is it good? I mean, it's a bunch of stock parts slammed together with some cheap Chinesium turbo, but I guess it's all in perspective of what I think cheap, fast, and good is. And I like to actually add a fourth one to it. What is fun? So when we're talking about building cheap, we're talking about building fast, we're talking about building, good stuff. You can kind of dabble in all three of them, but if you're going to get super hardcore as far as trying to make the most horsepower out of your build or trying to be the fastest car out of your build, this is where the rabbit hole starts. The cheap, fast, and good saying, they call it, whatever you want to call it, that's where the rabbit hole starts. Because you want to build it on a budget, but not be cheap about it. You want to build it good and not make it look cheap, but you still want it to be fast. And it's a facade that we keep telling ourselves, I don't care if your build's $100,000 or if it's $1,000. I don't give a shit. It's all still the same concept. And it's all kind of this is where we get lost all the time. And it's one of the things I went to the swap meet this weekend, and I'm going to be honest with you. I love to pick parts. I love to go to the junkyards. I'm never going to change who I am, because the day that happens is the day that I'm not real to my channel. You know what I mean? I'm always going to be picking parts. I'm always going to be going to the junkyard because that's where I'm from. That's what I was doing before this shit. And I just because I bring it to the channel, I don't bring it to the channel to try to make anybody feel bad. I actually bring it to the channel to try to maybe motivate a little bit. Maybe, I get yelled at all the time. You're making the 351 Windsors cost more money. No, you're just not paying attention and you're trying to get them cheap. And, nobody's going to the junkyard and looking for this shit. And this shit's starting to disappear like hardcore because it's been like 20, 25 years since the last time we made a 351. And, even the foxbody motors, like the roller HO motors, those are starting to disappear. You're not seeing a whole lot of that stuff anymore because, it is what it is. Anyways, going back to the cheap, fast, and good thing, it's always something that we're trying to build, the best combo that we can afford, the fastest we can go. And we all want it to be good and we all want it to look nice. And I'm going to be honest with you, the coupe right now kind of looks like ass. It's been sitting for a couple years and the paint's kind of, it needs a good cleaning and a good, I got to take it back over to the paint shop because they said, when you're ready, come wet sand and buff it. And I'm just like, it definitely needs that. And I'm not trying to make a show car out of that. I'm just trying to go fast and have a little bit of fun and not spend so much money like we were just talking about. But it is what it is. It all depends on your goal. Like you have to understand, and this is where we get lost in all of our projects. How many of you guys can relate? This is where getting your shit off the jack stands comes from. This is where, get your work done. Listen, I don't care if you got to put E7 heads on a 347. If you can't afford some aluminum heads right now and you can't find any GT40 heads or something, just put the shit together. Like, I just want to drive my black car. I'm not going to lie to you. I had so much fun building the 387, blew it up. Same crank that blew up in the 393. I just want to cam chop and have some fun and go down the damn street and watch everybody turn their heads when they hear my shit coming down the Y'all got the same desire as I do. You know what I mean? Some might have a little bit different than the other. Some people might want to hear a blowout valve or a wastegate or whatever. But the point of the matter is you want to be noticed. You want people to notice your car because it takes us hours and years and time and thousands of dollars, whatever. It's to build these cars. And it's an extension of like who you are and what you do. You know what I mean? So, yeah. The old engine from your SSP is doing great. So I was going to actually put this out. We're still going to do it. So Lamar, I don't know where I put your video out. I got to re-download it. But big shout to Lamar Richardson because Lamar, he's done so much for the community. He's made a number of content creators their car in wood like a big picture thing. He made one for my dad, so I'll be forever in debt to him. But we sold him an engine from the SSP behind me, and we had to rebuild it, if you guys remember all that, because I wasn't letting that motor go and, have an issue. But first time in 20 years, he's pulled his car out of the garage, and I can't wait to show him that, man. I can't wait to show him that, Lamar. So I apologize for not having that ready today. What's up, Neil? Been a long work day today. I posted some build pits of mine, long time engine build on Instagram. Thanks for everything you do. Hey, make sure you send me that on email, man. I want to show everybody that, and I appreciate you, Kent. Hoarding 350. Listen, as long as somebody's getting them and they're not rotting in the junkyard or wherever they're at, I'm happy because that means at some point that might end up in Neo's hands. It may not. It don't matter. It's going to end up in somebody's foxbody eventually, or maybe truck, and it's not going to be lost. So that's the whole point. Hey, y'all, Sunday Fun Day in Jackson Church. Yes, sir. So we do have some, I know Hanlon, Hanlon's done so much for us here on the channel for so many years. I know he does a big Black Friday sale, and he does a big Cyber Monday sale. So if you're thinking about doing some some stick shift swap stuff, TKX, T56, whatever need be, Make sure you go check his out, his website out, and him and Zach can probably take care of you if you're looking for some stuff. So, Gabe Large, depends on you have a goal at horsepower and ET. Regardless, just be happy with it. You're right. I mean, and Gabe, you've built a car that's like been on an old 331 stock block for so many years. Matter of fact, you just went, 540s. I mean, that's a low 8-second car on a stock block 302, guys. So, I mean, and he enjoys the shit out of it. Last I remember, he has the old school TEA heads, which is it total engine airflow? I can't remember. I think that was what it was before it was trick flow. But we're talking old school heads, old school like high ports or something. I don't know. I don't even think it were high ports, but Going Godzilla. So selling my 351 Going Godzilla, it's not a bad build, as long as it's a Ford motor. Where can I find a trunk latch for a notch? It shares it with convertibles. That's one way. What's up, my stick shift brother? Hell yeah. So we're just catching up. I'm late, but I made it. I appreciate you, KK, for stopping in. Turbo 302 over Blower 302. Who you got in the sound department? Oh, without a doubt, sound department, supercharger, without a doubt. Because supercharger not only got that whine, especially if you got the heritage gears, but if you're looking for a little bit of power, you're looking for that nasty little whine, and definitely got some good back pressure going on, or, scavenging, whatever you want to call it in the exhaust. You get you some good, thumps on some camshaft. Hell yeah, supercharger. The only issue with supercharger that I've had over the years, and it can be dealt with cog pulleys, and it can be dealt with different pulley systems, is belt slip. You start creeping in on 12, 13, 14, 15 pounds, especially with a 6 rib. You definitely need at least an 8, maybe even a 10 rib. You start getting belt slip. You're getting it because it looks like brake dust all over your bracket and stuff. So, that's parasitic loss when it comes straight to horsepower. And then the thing about turbos are, superchargers are on all the time. So you flip the throttle and that thing's at 15 pounds of boost. But turbocharger is a little bit different. You can drive it like a Cadillac. If you're not in wide open throttle, the car's usually in negative vacuum, so it's not building any boost. And you're using, exhaust energy to spin the turbo. So turbos are a little bit easier, in my opinion. I like them both. I think they both kick ass, but it's just all preference. So turbo does lack sound. It is considered a muffler, and you can put a turbo with some mufflers on a straight pipe, or with a muffler, like I did with Dad's car. But if you listen to the videos that I did with Dad's car, we'll give you a really good idea on how silent a turbo will sound through a muffler versus like my 393 or a supercharger. You see what I'm saying? So the classic packs, yes. Love my D1. So the way they, there's nothing wrong. Both of them make good power, obviously. It's just all kind of preference at that point, And then, you can either, in my opinion, there's like literally 3 builds for a foxbody Mustang these days. I mean, we're talking, you budget, 302, 351 turbo, stock bottom end stuff. We're talking, supercharger, we're talking big turbo. I mean, naturally aspirated is a way to go, doing the Coyote builds with, cam and intake and oil pump gears and such. Gen 3s will creep in on 450 wheel, a good 408 stroke. I think 408 is probably the best motor a Fox body could ever have. I think a 408 really kind of brings that Fox body into the 2025 where, we can keep up with Hellcats. We can keep up with Hellcats. We can keep up with Coyote builds, and it's all motor as well. And it's just, it's all preference. I want to build a 500 wheel NA motor, which we did with the black car, where we got close, but we're not finished because we had to restart. Whatever, and we have the white car with the coupe, and we have my dad's car. So it's all preference. It's all, cheap, good, fast. I don't know. I mean, I'm all over the map when it comes to all 3 of those. But where are you guys at? I mean, what do you guys think? What builds do you guys got in that frame of mind? A good turbo setup is hard to beat. I do love my V3, that's for sure. What's up? Happy Thanksgiving, DDE. Big up, big up. The car is bone stock, approximately 50,000 miles. So that's basically, cheap, fast, and good. Like I said, it's, you basically got to pick two. Like when you're building trying to dabble in all three of them is just going to be, that's where the rabbit hole begins, and that's where your wallet ends. And I'm telling you, that's where cars stay on the jack stands. They don't get driven. They get sold, and people get mad because my car should make this much horse. I don't know how many posts I've seen over the years, like hey, this is my build, how much power it would make. Who has any idea? I've had a lot of I've had a lot of similar people that has chimed in on Dad's car that didn't make anywhere near the power that we did with that car, and they had a cam and heads. So port velocity, that's kind of the whole recipe for Dad's car was port velocity, because P heads have very good port velocity, and you match a little baby turbo with it, that thing is going to make some power. And for you guys that have Chat GPT, it was kind of cool because I actually asked Chat GPT what the Cobra camshaft from a 1993 Ford Mustang, what the cam specs were, and it spit them right out about 8 seconds later. And little did I know, I knew the Cobra camshaft had a good lobe separation, which is the one we have in the blue car. We have the factory Cobra 93 cam, the GT cam. It's not GT Mustang. That's just the stamp on the camshaft lobe. But it's got like 18.3 lobe sep, which is like the most I've ever seen. Like the stock one from the Mass Air Speed Density is, I think, 115, which is really good. But you don't see a lot of big lobe separation cams, so it's definitely unique as hell. And for those that didn't know, this is a question that was answered years ago. I'm sorry, this is a question that was asked a couple months ago. Somebody asked me what the Cobra camshaft specs were, and from what Chat GPT told me, and I'll tell you right now, and it's crazy this AI shit. I'm telling you, man, it's useful. I mean, it is what it is. But it told me that and this is a good thing because you don't really see a lot. I'm assuming commonly the Cobra camshaft is 479 lift with 1.7 rockers. So I asked him, I said, so with 1.6 rockers, what would the Cobra cam be? Say you didn't have the 1.7 rockers. It said it would be 451 lift, which would be comparable, because the stock cam was 1.6 rockers too. So it was 451. So it was the stock one was 444. So it does have more lift. I thought it had less, but I was wrong. So rule of thumb, on these type of builds where you're using stock cam, about 28-ish points of lift is the difference between a 1.6 and a 1.7 rocker-ish. When you're messing with the stock block, stock bottom end, 302 camshaft stuff. And it's not too bad. A factory camshaft would be, in the B cam range or close to. Same with the Cobra cam if you put 1.7 rockers on them. So pretty nice. Junkyard turbo setup, cheap and hopefully easy to do. The 227s on a 4.8 are amazing. You're damn right they are. You're damn right. I can't wait to get back into that motor build. I mean, we're taking it apart in the video this week. Like I said, the last week, we got the white car that's coming apart. It's coming in the coupe here. So that's going to be a transition. I'm not going to do a whole lot of video. I'm going to do a couple update videos on it. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on how to and do. I got a lot of work to do. And, well, April is going to probably be the first hits in the car. So I can do it. I'm telling you. We're going to get it done. We've already got a bunch of shit done to begin with to kind of prep for it. But I want to get my black car back on, back off the jack stands and back running again. And, got Dad's car went to sleep good. This whole drive line in the white car runs super good. And I can't be mad at that motor. That 363 got faster and made more power from the moment we built it in September 24. And it's got me all the way through 25 and actually was very competitive. So I'm happy with it. We're going to leave it alone. We're going to put it in the black car or the coupe. We don't have a whole lot of, we don't have money to be, racing two different cars. So white cars got to come down. I got to do a video on that because the thumbnail that we talk about right here in the chat here is 40 years of wear. Guys, these cars are ripping apart. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into that subject right now. And, we do have a video coming with the white car, and we literally ripped our car apart. And for you folks that have raced and driven your car for years, driven it hard, subframe connectors, whatever, it's gotten to the point now to where our poor Fox bodies they're unibodies. I mean, they're not a full frame car. So they're going to be twisting all over the place with cages and subframes. It doesn't matter. We've had enough 1,000-wheel torque hit that white car for hundreds and hundreds of passes to the point that it's ripping and wearing in spots that aren't common. And Skylar Hardy had his car deleted. He had the same issue. And there's a bunch of people that chimed in on Facebook when I put up the pictures. It's kind of crazy, I mean, after 40 years, this is kind of where this is like a new spot that you're going to have to start. Maybe it's not even new. Maybe it's new to me, but I've never heard of it. And I've never heard of it actually happening in that area and location. And the only thing I can think of is the cheap subframe connectors that I put on the car years ago are probably the culprit. They probably are tweaked and twisted themselves, which leads me to believe that maybe putting a better set, like a fit system from Stifler's, or a better set of subframe connectors from Stifler's, or even the Team Z through the floor subframe connectors. There's a lot of things that can reinforce our cars because at this age, they've already been tweaked one way or the other. And it's the reason why the white car is coming off the road. It's unsafe. The torque boxes are torn in the back. They've been torn. I've been band-aiding them all year. And now we got a spot in the middle of the car that is the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. And, like I said, if you follow us on Facebook, you already know what I'm talking about. But, I mean, this is where we're at 40 years later. And it's just going to get worse. New areas are going to pop up. Cars are going to tweak. Dimples are going to happen in the roof, which, if you know what that means, that's not good. Even with full cages. I mean, we've had a full cage in the white car for years. Yeah. So let me get into some comments here. Let me catch up. A Century blower won't make boost at 1,400 RPM. I know I above. Okay. Good evening, y'all. What's up, Vance Cooper in the house? Good to see you, brother. As long as you're having fun and enjoying your car, it really doesn't matter. You're absolutely right. With the numbers that small, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference, though. The letter cams were huge steps up to compensate for the bad head flow. You're correct. I'll tell you what, though. The GT40P head, in a budget scenario, its port velocity is unmatched the way they're designed. And it's, I know we talk about 3-bar and whatever. Bro, I'm telling you right now, if you're going to build a budget build and you want to do a 302, get your set of P heads. Yeah, they got some shitty little plug angles, whatever. But that's just part of the that's just part of it. That cylinder head's a bad little bitch, especially on a stock box, stock bottom end, turbo build, supercharger build, something entry level. The car will make 450 wheel, 12 pounds, easy. It'll even sound pretty good NA. It'll make probably 280, 290. I know this because I've done it with the blue GT that I put on Facebook. One of the videos I have here on YouTube. 290, 300. It'll make 300 of the wheels with a set of P heads and a long tube, little small E cam, or even with 1.7 rockers, whatever. I mean, you build it the way you want to build it. A lot of the builds that we have on the channel are cheap and decently fast and good, I guess. I only split a couple blocks getting greedy with timing. But what's up, Roy? Good to see you, brother. Jackpot Hot Rods, Broken Tool in the house. So, P heads shave more than GT40s. Yeah, GT40 P heads are like a 58cc chamber. The 3 bars are 60, 264. What's up, Pimp in the house? Good to see you guys. Trainee Dropper. But we got a goal going on like we do every week. So we get 5 super chats, then we're going to give away a shirt and or a hat. And, of course, we're going to be giving away a banner. And I screwed up last week, so I do want to apologize openly and publicly to my friend Jesse Costa. I do apologize because I think I got the banners backwards because I gave away a McLeod and I gave away a Tremec one, and I think I put the label on the two wrong packages. So we shipped it fast though, didn't we? Shit. So I do apologize. We will be getting some more McLeods back in, so I'll make sure I'll take care of old Jesse Costa and whatever. But we're going to be giving away probably another Tremec banner because we only got one Hanlon one left, and we got those on order as well. So we're going to be getting some Stiflers we're going to be getting about 10 or 12 of them from PRI coming up in a couple weeks. So we will have some new banners with Stiflers, and I'm going to just go around to some of these companies that I'm talking to at PRI, and I'm just going to try to banner scalp them. Just be like, hey, bro, can I just get a couple banners for my live chat? See if they'll actually, hook us up. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and try to get some shop swag for y'all. I love it. So, but anyways, that's what we were talking about in the thumbnail with the 40 years of wear. I think at this point, we're getting to the point to where the 40 years of wear, there's 40 years of shit in these cars. Like before, we used to get like the bent, like here's your tech tip. Like we always try to do, a tech tip, like every Sunday, right? 40 years of wear. At first, the first 10 years, 15 years, as power started to get better, control arm bolts would bend, bushings would wear out, the car would drive real loose and like shit. Subframe cars would tweak and twist and whatever. You start making more power, you start having bigger problems. You start ripping the torque boxes out of them. Torque boxes were pieces of shit to begin with, and they were only like spot welded like 3 or 4 times in each area. So we started ripping our floors because they weren't very thick. Right at the uppers usually started happening on the passenger side, but the uppers, if you guys want to look for areas of concern, go check your passenger upper. That's usually where it starts. And your lowers in the back, it's where the square comes up to the floor pan. That's where it starts to rip first because there's like 3 spot welds. But over the years, 40 years of, and this could be any unibody car, 40 years of wear. There's new shit happening in these cars now that are starting to tweak. And the one that I'm going to show you in the white car with the big hole in the middle of it, which has been, when you guys see it, you're going to be like, how? And I'm still kind of like, well, I'm just going to chalk it up as we just tweaked the shit out of the car. And I didn't even see it until I pulled the carpet back. So Adventure Super Dave, man, please thank you for all you do. P.S. I sent you a cam spec chart to your email. Okay. We'll check that out, brother. Is that the oh shit, I'm on the wrong email. Lucifer in the house. Good to see you, Mark. We used to grab all the banners from the big races like, hey, look. So they got smart with it at you can't do that no more. And I know what you're talking about. There used to be able to snip all the banners off on Friday night or Saturday night or whatever at NMRA events because they'd have all the individual banners of all the actual like sponsors of the event, right? But they actually made a banner. I think it's just like one big long banner. And if I remember correctly, it had all the sponsors on it. So, I mean, it would behoove you to actually cut that down because you're going to cut down like 100-foot banner. Are you going to roll that all up and put it in your car? I mean, no. So that's if I remember, if my memory serves me correct, when we were at Beach Bend this past, what was it, September, October, August, whatever. Yeah, it was like that. Yeah, spot welded torque boxes are just a Ford issue. Classic Mopars did the same cheap crap. So, when we're talking about, welding up your torque boxes, we're talking about, you don't have to weld the whole seam on it. It'd be nice to weld the whole seam, but let's be honest, that's not really applicable. If you put a good little 1-inch weld, couple of them on each of the areas of concern, I mean, it's going to rip through your weld anyways if there's too much torque. You see what I mean? The best thing to do is when you start making 4-digit numbers or getting close to 4-digit numbers, you're going to start wanting to consider, it's a lot of power to begin with, number one. And number two, you're going to start considering bar angles. And bar angles will help you on a radial, will help you on a slick, and it will help you get that power to the ground because, at 1,000 wheel, you blow a tire off instantly. easily. You can do a full burnout in all 4 gears if you wanted to on the street with a street tire. But the thing of the matter is, you want to consider replacing torque boxes because they make these drop-in torque boxes. You can just weld them into the spot that you take your torque box out and just set the damn control arms up with a bar angle and never have to worry about a torque box again. And that's what we have in the coupe. So that's the nice thing about the coupe over the white car is it doesn't have stock torque boxes in it anymore, which makes me feel safer driving down the damn track. So, Shelby, I appreciate the $5. Sent an email with some pics, not much, but my build for my journey, especially now with my heart issue, man. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I appreciate you, Kent. Thank you so much. I hope the family's doing good. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. So I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't lead with that. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I had a great Thanksgiving with my family, Katie and my kids and my mom and dad. I love my family. I work hard for my family. Yeah. I learned a lot from my dad and my mom, and I think I was raised okay. I don't know. I drank the hose water, so y'all know how Gen X are. we played on merry-go-rounds and drank hose water all day. So, I mean, we're all right. Any aftermarket head is better than any stock head. Port velocity. I don't have enough wall space for more banners. Spent the week painting. What were you painting? Don't overlook the SVE 170s. Trickflow came out with a 172, so they're bad pieces of work right there. I mean, in a good way. Anything special you do when you set the car up for the winter? Okay, so non-heated garage. This is the time. I know nobody wants to take their cars apart, but if you're running pump gas, I wouldn't necessarily worry about it too much. You're not going to get a lot of issues with your fuel. If you're running E85, definitely want to take your pump out or run pump gas through. Have a pump gas tune. The nice thing about petroleum fuel is it'll actually clean. And I know a lot of the folks don't run E85. Maybe that's in chat here, but if you are running E85 and you have a winter build, or you're trying to set up your car for winter, you could take now's a good time to take the pump out in the filters and take the injectors out and go get them cleaned, or you can set up another tune and run pump gas through it. And what pump gas will actually do is it'll just dissipate the goo. There's like a black tar goo it's sugar that happens from the E85. And it'll actually dissipate it. And running gas through your E85 system is actually really good for your car, pump gas. And I'm not talking about running it on boost and running the shit out of it. I'm talking about just letting it run through and literally clean. It's like a cleaner. I mean, how many times have you guys cleaned things with brake cleaner and gas? It's petroleum. It'll clean the shit that's on it. So I hope that helps somebody. I still drink hose water. Hell yeah. I love it, man. I tell you, man, I don't even care. That's what we was growing up on. I don't care. I'll never stop being who I am. It is what it is. I ain't gonna have 1 million subscribers, and that's okay. I know who I am. I know I know where I came from. That's what I do. Switch the car over to pump gas for the winter. Yeah. So as far as if you have a pump gas car, make sure that any car for that matter, if you're in a non-heated garage, this is actually a really good video. If you're in a non-heated garage, you're going to want to make sure that your antifreeze is right. At least be 50-50, because I can't actually put my white car outside at all because it runs on distilled water. And distilled water is kind of a no-brainer for a car that's been raced a lot, because if you blow a radiator hose or something, it's not, antifreeze is like real jelly and it's real slick. Water is easy to clean up. So that's kind of the main reasons why I run distilled water. So if I blow a hose or lay water all over the track, they can just go blow it off the track because all it is water. It'll just evaporate real quick, versus, antifreeze. So it's kind of a no-brainer. It's just respect for everybody else racing that day. Don't need a new tune if you're putting it away. Not going to beat on it. You're right. Idling on gas should be minimum on E85 system, and you may not need to tune. Yeah, you can. what I would do, what I do with my setup, and I've only done it once, is I just took an old tune, I threw it in there, and I just kept adjusting the table, like, you know what I'm saying, like adding, it was wanting fuel or whatever, or taking it away, or I think it was taking it away, because you have to add like 30-ish% for E85, so it was like really rich, so it would take it away. So I just run it on pump. But most of the time, I take my pumps out anyways and clean my filters and have my injectors clean, because, I mean, you could get them unstuck that way too. What kind of cam do you install in the stock 302 with stock heads? Stock cam. Drain the tank out and let it have some regular fuel. Yeah. Yeah, you take away 30 to start. Do not tune on a carb. Don't need a tune on a carb. This guy. Yes. No, you sure don't. It's a 6-hour round trip, but I found a 351 block for $350. Worth it. Hell yeah, go get it. If it's a good one. We grew up on metal slides. Listen, metal slides like a freaking frying pan in the middle of the summer. Jesus. It was never slick. You'd be like you burn your skin, right? Going down those old slides, boy. Crazy. I'm almost done building. Hang on. This is now from this. Like, I only see one picture, Super Dave. Mm-hmm. Hang on a second. Only showing one. Oh, here's the cam spec sheet. Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate that. Oh, that's Kent. My bad. So this is Shelby County's working on the garage, brother. Appreciate that. So Shelby's got his engine. Getting done with it. That looks good, brother. I like the red. Is the car red? That looks good. And let me see this real quick. Cobra was what? F1? F3. GT40, F1, F4. It doesn't actually have the GT, the Cobra cam in there, I don't think. I'm looking at the nomenclature. Like you see the Z and the ZE, Dave. There's no GT in there. GT is what the camshaft is for Cobra. Oh, I see the ZC. Doesn't make any sense. ZC. Okay, so that would still be the same as GT40. I got to look into that, brother. I got to look into that more. Well, I have I have a Cobra cam over there that's still on the shelf. What I need to do is measure the lobe, because I'm telling you, it's not. There's when it says ZC, there's a GT in there too. G Gale, I appreciate it. G Gale, can I say that like that? For stock 302, what cam should you install without changing heads? What benefit? Okay, so if you have a stock cam, stock motor, and you're looking to make some, all right, so you have a long list of items that you'd have to buy to make some decent, to make 300, 400, 500 wheels. So if you're going to run a stock motor, G-Gale, run the stock camshaft. The stock factory camshaft's not a bad camshaft. What you'd want to invest in hear me out, is you'd want to invest in like you can get Alex parts. I don't remember the cheap springs that you could get. TrickFlow sells a kit. They're like $150, 2,500, 100. I bought 1,000 of them and rebuilt probably 500 sets of GT40 heads. It's ridiculous. There's been a lot. There's been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And, we've pretty much got it all set up. We got a machine here that we can rebuild stock heads and GT40 heads. And anyways, long story short, if you're going to put a camshaft, if you're going to do something to your stock motor, put a set of springs in it and leave a stock camshaft alone and find yourself, if you can find them, find yourself a set of 172 rockers. Now, Ford came out with a rocker in 93 that went on the Cobra. So it's actually a factory production. So I know they're kind of hard to find, and they're worth their weight in gold. So when you guys see these things for sale, these are actually Cobra rockers here. They're made by Crane in the 90s. And actually, Crane repopped these for a while, and I don't think they actually make them anymore. But you can see real close, if I can zoom in on it, it's got an F3 number on it. See it? F3ZE, that's a Cobra Crane. See the Ford stamp? So they made aftermarket parts for those cars, but they're still considered Ford production-ish. That's a 172 rocker. That rocker will bring your stock camshaft up about 28 points of lift. And for a stock build and a new set of valve springs, it'd be pretty nice. A lot of people put the B cam in with those rockers. Nasty. It's got good lift. It's got lift of an F cam, but it's still a B cam, and it's got the duration of the B cam, which has a really good sound to it to begin with. N41, you can put them on N41. You can put them on TrickFlow Stage 1. They work the best. In my opinion, I think the 172 rockers actually work the best with the stock letter cams and the stock cams. So that's what I would do. But if you were going to spend a little bit of money, you're looking at 150 on some valve springs for your stock heads and some work. So you're going to have some tools involved there. And then you're probably looking at 150, 200 for a set of used ones like that. You can up your lift of your camshaft. You don't have to even pull your cylinder heads off. And you're definitely, trust me, if you guys change your valve springs on your stock motors or the ones with GT40 heads, you guys just simply change the springs, you're going to see a difference in not only sound but power. Too bad they're not stud mount though. I'm from your area. Remove heater box or not, the car isn't going to see AC. That's all preference. Like, I've removed most of my heater boxes. My black car's still full weight. It's actually heavier than it's supposed to be. But if you're going to remove the box, you're going to have a big hole in your firewall. So they make a couple things you can do to fill that. That's the only thing that really kind of bothers me. Shelby, so what we made change your push rod to Coyote was money and power. I have roughly $3K in my motor total, $2K to purchase the Gen 2 Mustang engine, and roughly 1,500 refresh parts. Whatever I have, I run for fuel. I have a set of those rockers in my. I should put them up for sale. So that's a good rocker. So if you guys are going to run a B cam, you're going to run an E cam, you're going to run stock cam, even the F cam. Those rockers are a must. You start getting into like the N41s. They benefit from better rocker ratios. 1.6s. I think, matter of fact, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Anderson's going to call for a 1.6. So isn't TrickFlow. So I want to kind of backtrack on that. And, you probably shouldn't run it without the suggested ratio. But like I said, E cam, B cam, F cam, stock cam, GT40 cam, it doesn't matter. Those 172 rockers definitely make a difference. We have those same rockers. I got a couple sets of them. Every time I see them for sale, I try to buy them because they're hard to find. They're not super hard, but they come up for sale once in a while. Anyway, it's a Ford production part, so made by Crane. It's kind of one of my little cheater things that I use like my dad's Mustang minus the head, the head studs and the 42 pound injectors, the whole car stock. And we cheat with the GT40 heads being from the junkyard, the GT40 intake, and the throttle body, which is larger than the stock one. And then we use the 172 rockers. So, I take that back. We did put trick flow valve springs on, so whatever. I run those. I run a set of SVE 170s and a set of 16s. How much backlash should I have for a ring and pinion and stock rear end? I would. 8's a little tight. I'd probably run a rate around about between 8 and 10. That's a good number. I wouldn't go much further one way or the other. Try to get it between 8 and 10. I know if you hit 8 or 9, don't overthink it. So, I hope that answers your question, Tom. With an Anderson B31. I used to run Anderson B31 years ago. I made just under 800 wheel with an Anderson B31 cam. Good times. What's up, 65 MSP? Jim or Willie in the house. My engine builder doesn't like to go over 10-1 for my New York 90 crap cane. What does that mean? Is that your fuel you're talking about? Is Hamlin trying to convert you? That ain't happening, bro. Stop it. That's funny. So anyways, going back to what some of the stuff we were talking about, swap meets and junkyards. So we're also going to be talking about Fox Days of Christmas here shortly as well. All this stuff that we do here on the channel, and the stuff, the money we make on live, and the money we make, the ramen noodle money that we make. I'm not afraid to talk about monetization because that's part of social media. I don't give a shit. All that stuff goes to the channel. So, we will be doing stuff specifically for live folks and the people in the memberships for Fox Days of Christmas. So we will talk about that real quick. Every year we try to give back to the community, with the money that we made that previous year. It's not a whole lot to begin with, but we reach out to some of the sponsors like Stifler's and Handle Motorsports and Ram Clutch, McLeod, Tremec, Trick Flow, Team Z. We reach out to some of these companies and we let them know. And NPD actually sent us a whole box of shit a couple years ago. So I still want to shout them out for that. I mean, they gave me like 30 things to give away. And that was kind of a logistical nightmare to try to ship all that shit and make sure everybody got their stuff. But Fox Days of Christmas is going to happen again in 25. I'm not really sure what we're going to get. I know for a fact that I'm going to be giving my members their own things because I think it's that time of the year to where we're at that position where a lot of those members have been with me for a number of years. So there will be members exclusive stuff going on. So if you don't know what that is, it's the people in the green in the chat. If you can see them, they are a member of my channel and they get their own little section, a little blog, and I get to talk to them individually. And we're going to do something nice. We're going to do something nice for each tier. There's 4 tiers. So on top of that, we're going to be everything Fox Days of Christmas is going to be live. So you guys are going to want to be paying attention to that, as we get closer to Christmas. We're not going to do anything outside of live because, I feel like I want to get back to you guys because that's what we do. You guys listen to me talk shit all year long, 51 weeks out of the year. And well, not exactly every week, but we try our best to do what we can do for the community. So got some cool stuff to give away. We're going to try to get some big stuff. I don't know what these companies will be okay with, but it's going back to the community. So a lot of companies that we deal with they're all about that shit. So we'll see what we can do. In the previous years, we've gotten some really nice stuff with Ram gave us a clutch. Malwood gave us a clutch pedal conversion. That was like a $700 item. So yeah, do some good stuff for us. I have an old ass Lunati cam I bought for $50. I really want to get, but man, it runs like a beast. Hell yeah, man. Leave it alone. Let it run, bro. Gunner Smith in the house. Hanlon, are your Coyote cams locked out, or do you have to still VCT them? Yeah, B31's a great camshaft. I have roughly, oh, he's converting. He's trying to convert. I love it. It's too bad the Coyote doesn't sound better. You're right. I'm over $12K invested in my 363. Could have had 2 or 3 engines by that. You're damn right. Can you run different cams in a Coyote? Yes, I think. Engine parts would be a blessing. Yeah, I mean, we're going to try, TrickFlow probably give us a camshaft and a set of springs because that's what I'm going to ask them for. They've always been real good for us. So that's kind of the stuff you look for. Like the spring kits that I just talked about, the 2500, 100 TrickFlow kits would be perfect for somebody with a stock set of heads, a GT40 set of heads, something that's kind of budget. They're also, a TrickFlow Stage 1, like an entry-level TrickFlow camshaft would be good. I think, I'm going to ask Anderson and see if Donnie B wants to be part of that with the, an N41 cam. That's probably one of the most popular ones that he does. Maybe N91. I don't know. That's the big boy cam or one of them. Just something to get back. You know what I mean? I like to get back to the community best I can, the most I can. So Ghost Tune is like swapping spark plug wires. LOL. So, but as far as swap meet, so we went to a swap meet this past weekend, and I don't know anybody who's local that might have went to that, but we have a Ford swap meet here in Ohio, and I'm going to be honest, swap meets are starting to really dwindle, and it sucks because I don't know if was Facebook Marketplace or if it was it looks like we got a pretty big kind of conversation we got going on here in chat. I'll come back to this swap meet thing. Hey, y'all, seen Brutal's vid where he put the main muffler up by the trans. Sounded really different. I believe CompCam makes them for Coyotes. Okay. I use the TrickFlow style springs on Windsor senior heads. They work great. So the juniors that I have sitting right here, I have Windsor juniors down here. We did the same thing. It's changing the variable cam, making it cams when it doesn't. Some of them sounds pretty good. Can I get that clutch? Maybe. Neo, 227 carb intake. What does that mean, Doug? Oh, you mean for Fox Days of Christmas? I do have an Edelbrock intake that I don't know. I was thinking about selling it, but it might be something that somebody could use on a 351 build because we bought that for the 408 years ago. So that might be something, we have the elbow too. It's not the right elbow though. I never actually, I'm not going to return it to Anderson Motorsports. I mean, I had bought that and then like a year went by and I didn't do anything with it. But, yep. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, what do you guys think are some good ideas for Fox Days of Christmas? What would you guys like to see? We give away banners every week. That's pretty cool. That's not going to stop. And that's not going to have anything to do with Fox Days of Christmas. But what kind of stuff would you guys like to see, especially like the members? Members in different tiers. I have pretty much a bunch of members from different tiers here. I think TrickFlow camshaft and springs is a good idea. I don't know what Hanlon might have some ideas with his stick shift stuff or clutches. Yeah, what do you guys think? Anderson cam. Torque box reinforcements are always cool. I definitely think that reinforcements of any sort. A bushing kit for your car. Because they got those like 30-piece bushing kits. You know what I'm talking about? Your car runs sloppy, and if it runs like it's all over the damn. I mean, it's definitely bushings. And it could be control arm bolts. I mean, you'd be surprised at how beat up these control arms are when you take them out. Drive shaft, GT40P heads, 1.7 rockers, and an 86 short block. Would you turbo or put a blower on it? I'm not really sure. I'd probably just put a turbo on it. I'm always going to be turbo exclusive. I mean, I won't say always, but I've had my years of superchargers, and I enjoyed them. But just the diehards at the swap meet gets smaller every year. I grabbed a few things, and it was out by noon. Yeah, I wasn't even there. I mean, I was probably there 3 hours, 4 hours, and I probably spent 2.5 of it talking to people, probably almost 3. A lot of people follow our channel on Facebook as well. So, I every 10 feet, I was talking to somebody about the 387 build that we did here on the channel, or talking about 351 Windsor stuff or stick shift stuff. And that's pretty cool, man. I'm really happy that I can actually, influence people in the car community that, real recognizes real. You know what I mean? And I love doing that shit. I love talking to people, talking, shop shit, car shit. You know what I mean? But it's just pretty much the diehards. That's pretty much it. If you're trying to go to a swap meet, though, Foxtoberfest was absolutely crazy. It was wonderful. Can't go wrong with cams or bushings. Poly bushing kit, ball joints, cam for $393. A nice used manual trans. Could build one of those. Pimp, one thing I will say about Coyote swaps, muffler placement makes a huge difference. Every Coyote swap I've done on a foxbody doesn't sound nearly as bad as an S197. Careful with the 86 short block. You're correct. I have a mild 351 build. Stock parts will last the longest. FKM aluminum heads. That's a damn good build. Got to send me an updated picture on that so I can show them, Dave. The biggest issue with swap meet is it's so poorly advertised. You're 100% correct. The reason why I stopped, and we'll continue to talk about, go ahead and give me some comments, what you guys think about. So I got some ideas I can go back through here with the Fox Days of Christmas. Because like I said, I'm going to give something to my members, and then I'm going to give something to you guys live. And I think I'm going to do it on 2 different Sundays. That way, if somebody could make one, and I'm not saying anybody in specific, but, maybe looking at before I get into that, what you just said, looking at the schedule, and don't quote me on it, like the 21st and the 28th, I'll probably give away some shit on both of those days. You know what I'm saying? Because the 21st, because, Christmas is in the midweek. So it would be kind of cool. That way somebody doesn't make the 21st one, they can make the 28th one. And I'll have some good trivia for you guys for these items. And then we're going to be rolling some the spinning the wheel of destiny, and probably might have a guest or two. I don't know. Maybe they'll have something for you guys, and it's just going to be fun. Not everybody can be a winner, and it's just the way it is. But it's just giving back to the community. You know what I mean? The money we make in these little live streams, these $10s and $20, and then the $20 or $30 that we make on these videos, that shit stacks up. I like to give some of that shit back. Going back, the biggest issue with the swap meet is so poorly advertised. I'm going to be honest with you. I had no idea. Just if I didn't know that it was the weekend of Thanksgiving, then I didn't even see an advertisement with it. And I don't know. There's a lot of diehards I've seen there that don't want to see it go away. But the sad part is it used to be 2 full buildings and a half of a car corral, but now it's down to like 1.5 buildings. And it sucks. You know what I mean? It's, everybody there you make good money still, but I don't know. I grew up with that swap meet shit. I'm going to be honest with you, 10, 15 years ago, like 2010, it was fire, bro. Shit was fire. There was 4 buildings full of car parts. Like you go to one building and then tell the AI, well, there's a part in the other building for half that. It is what it is. Good times. Injectors, throttle bodies, EGR spacers. How about a full T5 rebuild kit? Bearing retainer, cluster, support plate. I'm kind of tired of usual stuff we do. What's all your thoughts? We can do a T5 rebuild kit. Neil, you inspired me to hit up the junkyard. I seen that. Unfortunately, it was picked clean. Why did you pull that 460 that you was sitting right there? I know you wanted to. Is that the only junkyard you got? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a shit ton of them here in Ohio. Man cam is in the mail. All right. T5 rebuild kit with the video and how to do it. That would be good. I'd love to build my T5. Can't afford a TKX right now. You could rebuild it if you got a press or somebody that can lend you a press or whatever. You know, because you can just put it in the back of your truck and move it to your shop. But if you can get it, if you got a press, then you're good. The guy installed the guy that Brother Tom mentioned the other week. He knows his stuff. Hell yeah, brother. He's in here, isn't he? Alcarods, is that his name? Okay, the guy who had Terminator X installed and the guy that, hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you letting me know. And welcome, brother. Is that right here? Alcarods? What's a good suggestion? Trying to catch up here, sorry. I would say heater core, but I don't want to install that shit. I beat the hell out of my GT40P 17 rocker 86 block setup, no crashing valves. I mean, you got to be careful because it doesn't have, he was right. I appreciate you, Robert, for joining the channel. You guys can check out that join button, become a member of the channel for a month or two. Maybe get in on some of that extra Christmas stuff that I got going on for the members. I'll keep that in mind. I just installed a B31 in my super low mileage 95 build. I'm already concerned with the piston and valve with the trick flow cam. What cam did you get? Cluster support plate. What's up, Jesse Workman? So I did want to make mention, guys, if you could take a moment. Jesse's been part of the channel for a number of years, and he's always supported us in everything we do, and we've always supported him in everything he does. Jesse's father had passed away yesterday, and we want to send our condolences as a channel, as a community. We're sorry for your loss, brother, and we hope you're doing okay today. We hope everything works out and with the family and everything goes well. So, Jesse, I'm sorry for your loss. So if we can make sure that we kind of support him for a second, I would super appreciate that. That's Jesse here, so. I thank you guys for doing that. I know it means a lot to him. He follows us every Sunday. He's here every Sunday, and he's doing what he can do with Jack Stand Church and getting his car off the jack stand. So we appreciate you, brother, and we hope you have a better week and everything. With the family, everything works out really well. So we love you. We appreciate you, brother. So I do appreciate you guys. Jesse deserves the banner. You're right. Jesse, do you already have the Tremec banner? I know it's not. I think I've already give you. I think I gave you one, didn't I? Do you have the Hanlon banner? I don't have any banners. All right, we're going to send you the Hanlon banner. Is that good? We'll sign it and we'll send you Hanlon. So Hanlon's been on the channel with us for many years. So we're going to send you the Hanlon banner. So make sure you send me a message and send me your address, please. I'm going to give away one of the Tremec banners as well to the community. But we would like to at least send you a banner, brother. Is that good? You gave me a shirt when we met at the track, and so did Hanlon. Hell yeah. Good people. Real recognizes real, brother. That's what we do. You can send me a message, brother. I'm going to send you the last Hanlon banner we have, so you can put it up on the wall. And when you see me at the track, I think I have a couple of Tremec banners. When I see you sometime in the next 6 months or a year, I'll take care of you there too. So we're going to be giving away a Tremec banner to the community as well today. So I'll have 2 to ship out. So we're close to, I think we got a shirt, don't we? 10, yeah. Got one more super chat to meet our goal. Did we meet our goal? Where's our little thing at? 3 of 5. Okay. We'll figure it out. Hell yeah. All right. King Auto Speed, man, I appreciate you joining the membership, brother. As well as, who do we got? Somebody else became a new member. Robert McDonough. Appreciate you guys for joining the membership, brothers. So going back to the swap meet, yeah, it sucks. You know, junkyards. It's getting to the point to where you're like, I got a video coming out I shot a video with the 351 Windsor stuff, and when we picked up the 13,000 mile car, and there's been a couple. I don't know. There was a couple 351 Windsors in there, but it's getting to the point where I feel like people just don't want to go to the junkyards and they don't want to go to swap meets. And I think that maybe Facebook Marketplace might have made it a little bit. I'm not mad at Facebook Marketplace. I'm not mad at eBay. I'm not mad at Amazon. I'm not mad at any of the websites and stuff. But there's still some good shit to be picked out of these places. And I walk by, I don't know how many SN95 Mustangs, and I'm not talking about 94, 95, probably 6 or 7 of them. You know, I'm walking. The nice thing that kind of makes me smile a little bit, though, is I did walk by about 5 Explorers that had all their top ends missing. So I was happy to see that. I don't give a shit. Some people get mad because I'd be taking some JT40 stuff or some spindle stuff here and there in our junkyards, but I don't pick near as hard as I used to years ago. I was in the junkyard 1 or 2 days out of the week, and it was one of my favorite pastimes. And it's just, there's a lot of peace and love that I have with that. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but like Jack Stand Church and the shit we do here on a Sunday, it's kind of like gives me that same vibe like when I go to the junkyard, because I can relax, I can be myself. You know, it's just the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, real recognizes real. I always say that. And I have a good time when I go to the junkyards. I have a good time when I go to swap meets. It's just smiles per gallon for me there. You know what I mean? When we're rocking. But Lucifer, I appreciate the $10 super chat. So we're going to do some sort of trivia tonight, and we're also going to do the Tremec Wheel of Destiny. Got a new phone. Can't wait to get these super chats to go. I appreciate you. It's SHLR, man. I appreciate you. My brother is putting together a stock bottom M351 with GT40 heads. I like what I hear already. I'm putting a Vortec 350 in my 3rd gen. Both are T5. Okay. Vortec. Okay. Chevy motor. Should be close race. Hey, look, you should make sure you tag me in that. Well, I mean, in Mexico or whatever. Whatever. You can tag me in it, whatever you want to do. But I'll tell you what, man. I love me some, versus stuff. Dad's car, 2026, is going to be going up against Hanlon Motorsports and Zach Haskins' car. It's going to be going up against my buddy Joe's car. I think me and Joe are going to get down a little bit. Joe Sambita. I don't know. Maybe my black car. I want to get back into like having fun. Like, I don't really care. I'm not calling anybody out. But me and Joe talked about doing a little bit of 80 index or doing just some street car shit. Just having fun. You see what I mean? I went to Foxtoberfest with Dad's car, had a bunch of fun. I want to have a bunch of fun with my black car. I don't want to make a bunch of horsepower with those cars. I just want to just have some fun. You know, I'll be building the coupe to be competitive. I'll be running a stick shift event just like I did last year, every year, you know, with Tremec and McLeod and, you know, Hanlon and Trickflow. But sometimes I have the most fun. I mean, it's an 11-second, 10-second car, whatever. You know, me and Joe talked about having some fun with that. And me and Zach Haskins and Handler Motorsports had talked about that. Me and Brutal talked about that. Me and Caleb even talked about that. I mean, him with Pop's car. You know what I mean? That's what got me the whole idea of Pure Street and bringing up the whole Pure Street thing again. That's kind of where I want to go with Ford Takeover. You know what I mean? With when we go to Ford Takeover, I mean, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, and I definitely don't want to get in any way of what Jacob Lamb's got going on with the stick shift stuff. You know, I want to collaborate with him as much as I can to make sure that stays strong and the all motor class and stuff that he's got going on, because Jacob working his ass off in 25 and probably threw one of the best stick shift events of the years, just so you guys know. So I don't want to get in the way of none of that, but I would like to kind of organize something like streetish that has a little bit of fun, kind of like the type of thing that you go to Tech In and get your shirt and buy into the thing. And if you got like a full roll cage, I'm going to tell you to go get back on the trailer because you're not racing in this street car class. So some people may not like that. But in the spirit of the class, I want to keep it, you know, slow and steady, brother. Pimp, that was an original plan. It's therapeutic, Neil. You damn right. Did you fix the black car? No. The motor's right there. Dave, the guy who built the motor with me, is not coming back home from Texas until December 15th. So we have this big gray cart over here. We have a little bit of time, but that's what we're doing this week. We're making sure that we got everything ready. So it'll take us a couple hours to tear the motor apart. We'll clean some parts off, set it on the gray cart, and then we'll go ahead and put it in the enclosed trailer, lock it down, and take it over to the shop. That way, when he gets home, he's basically assembling a motor. You know what I mean? I got bearings already. I got cam bearings. I got rod bearings. I got main bearings. It doesn't need board. He just needs to go through the whole motor again, turn the crank, put the whole motor back together, you know, and be done with it. I'll have all the gaskets ready. So hopefully we'll be dropping the motor in around Christmas with the black car. I'm not messing around with that because I got this coupe I got to build. You know what I mean? Make 13-second cars fun again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Dad's car all motor was 13. So I think that's what we're going to do is run like an 80, 8. I think 80 is a good index. You know, 85, 90 is your 13-second cars. 80 is kind of like in the 12s range. And that's kind of like where your basic Coyote swap and your basic heads cam intakes, small stroker builds are. 11s, 12s, you see what I mean? We're going to probably do a 650 or maybe even like a 690 class. So we might tickle with that a little bit. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Love to get the comment beside the coupe sometime when it's done. Okay, we'll do that. Neil, you know I'm in on FTO True Street. It's Pure Street, but I got you. I'm actually going to call the 80 index. It might even be an 825. I don't know. I don't want to get too confusing, but I think an 80 index would be nice for the guys on, you know, Cobra R's, on FR 500s with drag radials, you know, cars that are really driven, you know, and I'll even have some saran wrap that they can wrap down the quarter panels so they don't get a bunch of rubber and shit on their quarter panels. But yeah, me and a number of people have been talking about, you know, slowing it down and running some cars together and just having some fun. You know what I mean? Just pure freaking fun. You know, Joe's got that red car. I bring him back up because he's got a red car. It's got a nice little stroker motor in it. I got the black car with the stroker motor in it. Zach Haskins has got the all motor, like Gen 2 Coyote swap car. And that's a pure street car. Brutal with the Calypso, you know, even like I said, Caleb with the Pop's car with the Vortex. So we're just having some fun, man. Just, you know, you could run like a 690 class and 650 class. 650 is a little bit fast, but I'd say 690s would probably be about where we're at. And 80 would be cool with the pure street, or maybe even 850. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But you know, I don't want to get a bunch of gambler racers I just want to get guys at Foxtoberfest that want to just line it up and run it. Because there was a bunch of them. When I went there was 20 cars that were on Cobra R's or some sort of aftermarket wheel, just wanting to have some fun running down the track. And I watched all the time, so that's where I got like kind of the 8.0. A lot of them were like 820s, 850s, 870s, 780s, 770s. You see what I'm saying? So there was a bunch of people that could have a bunch of fun with that and not have to worry about modifying the shit out of their car just to have some fun. So Vortec is the last hurrah for SBC. It only came in 95, 98 trucks. So it's kind of like the 351 Windsor, man. It seems like Chevy and Ford had their shit together in the late 90s. Dan, I'm caught between quarter horse or Terminator X. I got trick flow top end, 60 pound. If you don't have somebody access to a tuner that knows quarter horse, Terminator X is the way to go. Oh, you like those wheels on the notch back there, huh? The Sabres? When's the last time you seen those, brother? I'm totally right. Hell yeah, man! Listen, it's going to be. I'm going to run I'm going to run a pure street class, and I'm literally going to tech you out if you have a pure. If you roll up with a full cage, I don't. That's in the spirit of the class. I'm trying to just make it a bunch of street cars having some fun. Even if you got to pedal a little bit to win. You know, your car runs 750s or 770s or whatever. Well, turn it down, take some timing out of it or whatever. Put a different tire on it so you go a little bit slower and just go have some fun. Let's just go have some fun. Should it be heads up? Well, it's not heads up for a reason. You know what I mean? 8.0 index is affordable. You're 100% right. I mean, it's not fast. I mean, it's not like blazing fast. It's not your. I just want to have some fun. My car will probably never see a track. You should try it sometime, bro. Make street cars that we don't care about times fun again. You're right. Sorry, our phone died. Street car. I mean, it's going to be a dot tire class. I won't even be able to run slick on that car. It'll have to be, a QuickTime Pro or some shit. I have Scorpions. Hell yeah. I got those on a parts car. Jimmer, I just want to drive mine. The wheels, and the last time I saw those in that Ford, the wheels, the last time you saw these, Super Dave, the Sabres, I just noticed salad shooters on the notch. I gave a set of those away 10 years ago. Listen, there was a set of Bogarts that were at Foxtoberfest that Nikia spotted that I should have grabbed. That guy wanted like 900 for them, but they were nice. Dude, do you remember that crazy guy walking around Saturday at Foxtoberfest in flip-flops that Saturday? I don't remember. I mean, but I'll take your word for it. Couple roll races, turn on the back road and see who can go at 100 first. I don't know. All right, so let's do the, once again, I always try to shout it out. Oh. Do a banner real quick. Shit. Y'all got me opening a new box. So we're going to go ahead and give this the Hanlon banner to Jesse Workman. And once again, I'm sorry for your loss, brother, but this is the last Hanlon banner we got. I'm pretty sure Hanlon's got some on order for us. So this is going to go to Jesse. I'm going to sign it, brother, for us here on the channel. And so you can put it up in the shop. Tremic banner, you can hashtag Tremic for the Tremic banner. Have you ever hopped a Coke can? Yes. So hashtag Tremic for the Tremic banner. I think there's two in here. Yep. So big thanks to Mike Kidd at Tremic and Tremic Transmission for one of our #1 sponsors here on the channel. Beat him with a stick. So thank you, Mike Kidd and Tremic Transmission for doing what you do continuously for our channel. Thank you very much. So I'll make sure I sign these both, and we'll spin the wheel of destiny. So also, we're going to be giving away a big thanks to those guys who joined the channel, and $10 from Mark. Appreciate you, Mark. G. Gale, Shelby County, Kent, Dave, and Shelby County. I appreciate you guys. And we got a couple new members, Robert and King's Auto. So we're going to be giving away we're going to do a trivia for a t-shirt and or hat. So whoever gets the proper answer will receive a t-shirt or hat. And Pimp, is it you that with the hat? Sweatshirt. Did you get your sweatshirt or no? So I got to ask that, Pimp. Because if you didn't, I got it pinned in my email, so I didn't unpin it. So I must not. I didn't know if you got it yet. So I don't ever unpin that stuff until I know you got it. Because I always ask in live chat or send the email back. So. When you guys get these banners, make sure you tag me in it on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Sign it. Doing pretty good. Make sure you hit that like. It helps to grow the lives. And if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed already, I'd appreciate that too. No big deal. Jackson Church, baby. Always having fun. We will be doing another TKX T56 waffle in December, probably towards the end of the month. So I'll make sure I'll make mention of that as well. This time around, we're going to be doing a choice of T56 transmission itself or a TKX with bell housing and cross member and yoke. Basically everything to change from a T5. I mean, minus the clutch. You should probably switch to a new clutch anyway. But, yeah, we're going to be doing that at the end of December. We're supposed to be doing a trick flow heads cam whatever as well. So we got a couple of waffles coming up that we're going to have a little bit of fun with. Hail to the yeah. All right, here we go. Tremic banner is, and the winner is the last Cyborg. Congratulations, bro. Send me an email, bro, and we will send it out. As far as like, I'm not really sure what we're going to do with the trivia. Congratulations, Cyborg. Appreciate you. Always in chat with us. Guys, I wish I could give everybody a banner every week. But it's fun, and it's something that we're going to continue to do through 26. So it's going to get to the point to where, it's going to be a lot easier. I mean, some have won more than one. And, again, it's just all I do is spin and just click. And sometimes, I mean, it is what it is. I try to be as fair as possible. But don't worry about it. Your chance, you get another chance next week. And we'll have some shit to talk about, have some Jackson Church. So, again, I not everybody can win. And I'm sorry about that. That's just, I didn't grow up with participation trophies either, but I appreciate you guys for being here and, that want to get the banner. And I'm like, again, I'm sorry if we don't get it. So you're like Pat Sajak. And you signed both banner. Yep. Is TKO direct swap? So if we do you're talking about my waffle, or you're talking about just have to keep showing up to church? That's all. You're going to get it. It's my birthday on the 28th of November. Hell yeah, brother. Congratulations. You know what? There it is. Happy birthday, brother. See? It was meant to be. See that, guys? Hell yeah. Shit happens for a reason. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yeah, I signed both banners. Okay, so trivia for at Neomustangs at hotmail.com is the email if you need it. If you guys go to I don't know if you guys, this comes up as a link. Let me check it. But if you go to neomustangs.com, we got merch going on right now. We got some new merch that went up. And if you win the trivia hat or T-shirt, big thanks to those guys who were part of that this month or this week. Shelby, Dave, Shelby, Gail, Mark, Lucifer. Appreciate you guys. They basically made it happen for us. So I'm about to win this one. So we'll see. Anyways, for trivia, usually I try to do something on the channel that's been on the channel for a while. Usually it's something, I think last week we did what was the cassette tape. No, I think that was for a banner. I don't remember. It is what it is. Oh, I think it was what part was missing that I had in mind. And I think, you know what? I got to get a T-shirt. You know who won the T-shirt hat last week that I need to get to him is Gabe Large. So he forgot to send me a message, but that's okay. We'll take care of him. Hatch cover last week. So I'm trying to think here. Damn. I really need to take some time and write some really cool trivia things down. So that way we can make sure that we have, the proper, what would you say? Question. What? Can't do that one. I think the one question we had was football. I think it was a football in the springs of the back of the car. One was a twisted oil pump drive shaft. Damn it. Never received a hoodie a couple months ago, just letting you know. Send me another email with that, Dave, so I can pin it. The answer is flip pistons. Damn it, I was going to say some shit like that. Okay. Going with that. So send me an email, Dave, so I can pin it. Pimp, did you get yours? Real quick. What kind of air compressor do I have in my shop? DeWalt one. Silly. Commercially available comes with a standard full-size spare tire. So what? Damn it. Now, I'm going to do this one. Here we go. Here's a good question. Now, this could be answered in a number of different ways, but I'm looking for a very specific one. And this is kind of good because this is something that somebody may not know. And this is going to be a tech question, just so everybody knows. Now, I'm looking for a specific answer, and it's what is the biggest? Hold on. I'm trying to think how I want to word this. Shit. This, in my opinion, okay, it's this isn't. What is the biggest? For real? Jesus Christ. That wasn't the one, though. What is the biggest wiring issue that I have brought to the channel and showed you that very well could have been a culprit for a number of engine failures / fires? It's not what you said, Mark. But that's the number 2. That's literally its predecessor. I have brought this to the channel. I have showed you this in the channel. No one's even mentioned it yet. Nope. Nope. It's a good one. I'm telling you. You'd be surprised. Headlight switch was already asked. That headlight switch is a big fuel pump relay and headlight switch are very big problems. Ignition switch is a good one, but it's hard for a reason. It's probably the one that you guys are gonna be like, oh shit, you're right. It's good. Listen, most of the harnesses that I've restored in the past, I've literally had to cut this plug off and change it. It's just that bad. Alternator's good, but that's not the one. Close. Cigarette lighter's a good one. All these are good ones. Like if you're just now getting into foxbody Mustangs, every one of these things that these people are saying. Be more specific, Gene Long. Engine size underground. Blower resistor. Nope. I can't believe nobody has found this. I've said this thing like on my top 3. Somebody has to get it. Every time I take a harness apart, this thing is all completely rotted. Hold on a minute. I have to scroll up because I might have seen it. Don't cut the harness. You're right. Now I have to scroll back down to try to keep up with it. I'm looking for a specific answer. Damn, I got you guys all stumped. The rat nest under the brake booster. No, not a horn. God dang. Fusible links is good. Somebody was close. They said a key word in it. Fog light's a good one too. Shit. They're all junk. Shit. I'm not seeing the answer. X-Flash. Somebody be more specific, Rich. I'm looking for a specific word and or nomenclature. You guys will see what I'm talking about. Rich is close. Oxygen sensor wiring harness on the passenger fender. Coil connector. AC wiring plug. Be more specific. I'm looking for a very specific AC relay, which is what? What is the relay? AC shutoff. There it is. Wide open throttle shutoff switch. Close. I was looking for the wide open throttle, but AC shutoff. So, yeah. Was that too hard? Yeah, this is what I was actually looking for. AC shutoff, wide open cutoff, whatever. In all these factory harnesses, that shit is always, you have to look at those harnesses. You have to look at it. Gunner Smith was close. He said AC, but I was looking for the AC shutoff, the wide open shutoff. So basically, this relay will shut the AC off under wide open conditions. What happens is that there's a wire in there that's just, I think it's pink and black, and it's a power wire, and the shit is hot all the time. And I'm going to be honest with you, if you look at some of your factory harnesses, go look at this relay. And it's a tech question. It's kind of nice. It's kind of could have been said a number of ways. I was looking for AC shutoff and or wide open shutoff, which basically I know what that meant. So that was a good one. And I was looking. I was gonna say, headlight switch was too easy and shit. It was said right off the bat. Mark, how did you know? How'd you know I was gonna ask a question like this? I have no idea. So big shout to you, Mark. But I wanted to make it. Like I talk about this, and if you go look at some of my old live streams, I talk about this all the time. These wires on that specific relay are bare. Like, go check your shit. I mean, it's as bad as the GT. It's just as bad as the headlight switch. The headlight switch is behind the actual bezel, and I'm going to be honest with you. Pop it out. Make sure the plug isn't hot, because it'll melt and break in half, and then the connections will touch, and your car will catch on fire. And the same thing with this AC wide open throttle. The same thing with the cigarette lighter harness. The ignition switch is a culprit. So when you hear about these fires and these fox bodies like happening for no reason, this is the shit I'm talking about. See what I'm talking about? So if you still have the factory harness in your car, engine harness, do yourself a favor, find the AC wide open throttle switch, peel back the harness, and make sure that the wires are all not, you'll literally see it crumble. I don't know how many of them I'm seeing. 1 out of 3 just crumble in my hand. And some of them are missing the insulation altogether. That's a bare hot wire touching other wires. So I'm telling you. So I always try to, where's the relay located? It's the wide open throttle relay is located right next to the engine harness on the mass air, right next to the mass air plug. So on speed density cars, you literally have the AC wide open throttle harness and the O2 plug. When you start getting into mass air, you'll have the mass air, the O2 plug, and the wide open throttle relay. And then you start getting into the airbag stuff. You'll have an airbag plug there. You start getting into the 9293. You'll have another relay there. So 9293 will have its own fuel pump relay there, but the other one is the wide open throttle relay, which I think I have an example of it still sitting over here. Thought I did. Let's see. Let me look over here. Well, let's see if I can find it on this harness here. This old piece of shit harness here. Hang on, let me snip it out. It's a pretty hard question, but I've actually mentioned this a number of times, probably every time we talk about, engine harnesses and fires and shit. I really strap this one. All right, it's right here. See the mass air plug? This is your O2 plug. It's right here. Look, it's peeling off. I didn't even stage this one. It's already peeling off. It's usually this pink wire right here in the corner. That's your AC wide open throttle relay. Every one of these are trash. Pretty bad. So there's your tech tip. Pretty cool. Anyways, all right. Every inch is, yeah, 35-year-old wire literally falling apart. I mean, that's what we were talking about in our live. When I say 40 years of wear, wiring harnesses. I ripped my white car apart in the middle. There's a big ass hole. Skylar ripped his. What's up, Skylar? I seen him just stop in here just a second ago. What's going on, brother? Yeah, same thing, man. He had the same problem I do. Yeah, headlight switch was black and broke into pieces. So headlight switch. Like, legitimately, you need to pop it out of your bezel and look at the plug. Do yourself a favor. Look at that. If you got a foxbody Mustang and you're listening to my shit on a Sunday, stock harness, go look at the headlight harness. Go look at your ignition harness. And go out there and look at that stupid wide open throttle harness. And make sure that your car, like your cigarette lighter, isn't sitting. The wire isn't literally sitting on like the carpet or whatever. So there's a number of things there. But anyways, AT, yeah, make sure that you check some stuff up, and that's the reason why we do these types of live streams. So I thought that was a good question. I was looking for a very specific answer: AC shut off and or wide open throttle shut off. There was a couple people that did say AC, but they wasn't. I did say be more specific, and I tried my best to be as fair as possible. But big shout to Jim or Willie for isn't that who won the Tremec banner? No, Last Cyborg. Sorry, Jim or Willie won the shirt and T-shirt this week. So appreciate you guys for being here. Again, just like I said last week, I'm sorry. Or not, I'm sorry. Just like I said last week with Thanksgiving, guys. It's the season for giving thanks and being with family and being with friends. And we do Jack Stand Church, and it's all fun and games. I like to hang out with a bunch of car guys, but real recognizes real. We always talk about that, and what I do is I try to be a good human every day. Everybody's going to be, you never know who's next to you. I come into the shop when I need to kind of blow off some steam if I'm having a bad day and, maybe do some work on my car. It helps, shop therapy is unlike no other. It's just like the gym. You get some time to kind of disappear from life and do some work on your car and work towards a goal, to meet, with your car and just have some sort of, place, like safe place. And you never know, you look to your left, you look to your right, you never know who's trying to keep their shit together that day. So be a good human, be good to people. Just try to be the best you can. And for the love of God, if there's somebody out there that, you've known a long time that you feel like you need to reach out to, reach out to them this season, Thanksgiving, for Christmas, reach out and say hello and just kind of see how they're doing. Because you never know, they might be thinking about you too. And, shit happens in life. And, just be a good human, reach out to that friend, that family member that might be, that you ain't talked to in a long time that, just see how they're doing. You don't have to talk about what happened. Just be a good human, be good people. So I appreciate everybody for what they've done with us tonight. And all the people that were part of it, my sponsors, just the name, Tremec, McLeod, Team Z, Trick Flow, Hanlon Motorsports, Anderson Ford Motorsports, Stiflers, just to name a few. But I love y'all. I appreciate everything that you guys do. Jesse Workman, I'll keep you and your family in your prayers. Make sure you guys keep Jesse and his family in your prayers this week as they, as his father passed away, like we mentioned earlier. So I love y'all. It's been another great live. Next week we'll be firing it away again. We got a couple things we got coming up this week. We went to the junkyard. We're tearing the 350, 393 apart, and we're starting work on the coupe. So you guys have a great week. Keep the car straight. Be a good human. I love y'all. We'll see you soon in the next video. So thank you guys for stopping in. And if you're watching outside of the fact, I appreciate you as well. I love y'all. See you soon.